So I just want to recap how to do a standard connection on a T-slot profile. I'm using the 45 by 90 in this example. So all we need is some M10 cap screws. These are 10 by 30s, and these anti-rotation clips. The anti-rotation clips, the purpose of them is that these tabs drop down into the slot, prevent your profile from rotating. So when you install them, you always put the bolt this way with the tabs facing the same direction. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to tap these holes here to M10, and then where we want the position of your holes, you're going to drill through the middle of the slot, and that's purely so that you can get access with your Allen key, which goes through like that and then reaches. So this bolt will be essentially in that position there inside the slot, and you're going to reach through the hole that you drilled just to reach your Allen key like that, your cap screw. Very simple connection. It does have disadvantages. The main one being, if you connect something here, you need to get your Allen key through in this direction here. Obviously, you're not going to be able to put another member or beam exactly opposite, so you'll have to use the alternative connection method there, or you could just stagger your beams so that they're not perfectly in line. Yeah, other than that, it's a fairly cost-effective method, especially if you're doing your own drilling and tapping. We do recommend that you use a drill press for accurate drilling, and so that you avoid scratching the edge of the lip with your drill, which would show up quite a lot in your build, especially if you're using black profile. Other than that, it's pretty simple. You have to sort of think ahead when you're doing these, because you have to be able to slide things in, and it's easy to get, if you're doing a whole row of these and you're sliding a long beam, it's quite easy to get it jammed. It's really important when you're setting it up, and I'll show you this clearly a bit later on. You kind of you'll screw everything so that these anti-rotation clips are pretty much sitting there, just enough clearance, so when you slide your profile in, you can get it, and try and get them all at the same height, because if you have different heights in here, it'll end up getting jammed when you're trying to assemble it. So you need to be pretty careful. So when you're lining up, you've only got that much sort of leeway. So if one bolt's sticking out a bit more, it can jam. So if you end up with like 4 members, that'd be 8 bolts. You know, only have to have 2 of them sticking out a bit, you can get a bit jammed. So just a little bit of, planning when you're putting your build together would go a long way towards avoiding that kind of stuff.